Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. And good evening, BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sound of my voice, north, south, east, west, and all points in between. You've tuned in to the August 6th, 2024, 2024 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And I am your host and administrator, moderator, teacher, van driver, and head chef, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and one of y'all here with us. Glad you can join us. Glad you decided to spend at least an hour with us on this Tuesday night. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, and we don't take that lightly. We don't take that lightly. And we hope and pray that you had a good day today. And if not, well, you made it through this day. We hope and pray that tomorrow be a better day. Thank you so much. I'm here. I'm making it. I ain't 100%, but guess what? I'm here. I'm here. I'm above ground and I'm eating good, looking good, smelling good, and I'm just good. And God is good. So, let's get amen with that. So we're gonna get started. We got a lot of ground to cover though. So we're gonna like we like to do. Y'all started already. We got a lot of stuff we got to cover though. So wait a minute, something wrong with this. I'm not too wild about this. Okay. I like that a lot better, I think. Okay. Had me looking kind of whatever. But well, let's get ready with these salutations. I'm gonna have to put some folks out tonight though, but that's all right though. Here we go. Valerie, good evening to you, ma'am. Good evening to you. Where are you from? I always be saying good evening. I don't know where you from though. Let us know. Pastor Collins, Pastor Duffy Collins, good evening to you, ma'am. Great to have you here. Cassandra Collins, good evening, ma'am. Great to have you here, young lady. Yeah, good evening. Rochelle, always a pleasure to have you here. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Sister Sandifer Giles, great to have you here, pretty lady. Nice to have you here. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Bad enough she said Grand Rising, but she gonna call me Pharaoh. Oh, goodness. Anyway, we're going anyway. Hey, Yvonne Rice, great to have you here, ma'am. Great to have you here. Good to see you. Sister Lorette Thompson, good to have you here, ma'am. L from Chicago, good evening, ma'am. Always a pleasure to have you here. Okay, you're from Columbia, South Carolina. Good to have you here. Oh, are y'all in the way? Are you in the path of the of our hurricane? I guess she's tropical storm now, depression. Debbie, let us know and let us know if you're safe. Hey Gwen, okay, you're quite welcome. I call him like I see him. Shar, great to have you here, ma'am. Haven't seen you in a minute. Good evening from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Good to have you. Shireen, she made it here. Good evening from our nation's capital. Good evening. Great to have you here. Okay. You know what? Okay. You know what? Wait, I'm going to get to this right here. Hold up. Pump. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. She can't even wait. Look at her. She can't even wait. We're going to get to that. Charlotte, okay. Okay, good to have you from North Carolina. Great. Sister Doja from Birmingham metropolitan area. Great to have you here, man. Minister Doja, Minister Sasha Doja. No, Sheikah Doja. But anyway, Minister Doja. Good to have you here, pretty young lady. I am here. Great, always a pleasure to have you here. You know I'm happy to have you here. Valerie Zachary Cabot from Huntsville. Good evening to you, ma'am. Good evening. Her new nickname is Shaky. Okay, she know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to think. I don't know if we got any more. Oh yeah, we got one. Ah, dang it. Uh, yes, I'm from Travelers Rest, South Carolina, and Greenville, South Carolina. I reside there now. Plenty of wind. It's supposed to do a lot of rain. That's what I heard too. And the storm is supposed to be moving like 3 to 4 miles per hour. So it's just moving slow and dumping rain. So if y'all was in a drought before, y'all ain't in one now. So okay. Well, no, I'm only as good as the people who support me. You're a great supporter, so hey, if I'm the best, you're the best. You're better. So hey, that's all I can say right there. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get started though. We're gonna get let me look at this because we're gonna get started. Oh yeah, we got some more. Who is this? Hey, Michelle Hall, great to have you here, beautiful lady from Statesboro, Georgia. And in the yeah, okay. Just be careful. Please be careful and be safe there. Please do. A lot of rain. That's what the meteorologist been saying. Is dumping a lot of. They said record-breaking rain fall. So be careful. And rain, hey, can damage too. Flooding and can loosen trees and they can fall and hit power lines. And so yeah, rain can do some damage. A lot more damage. It can be just as damaging as winds. So we got that right there. Well, to God be the glory. I try. I try. I try to look good. I try to look good. Uh-oh. Thank you for the advice last week on the guy I met who never gets angry. I stole okay. Oh, well, we got a doozy for you this night, though. We got a doozy. Okay. I want to let me see how we gonna do this. I know, but I'm gonna kind of do a little appetizer. Okay. Uh, I'm trying to see how many people. No way. Let's just go on here. Let's just go on do this right now. It's our weekly presidential election update. That's what we do. The presidential update. And today, and I know. Okay, thank you for clearing that up, Shireen. Okay, today, Vice President Kamala Harris and announced her running mate. Announced her running mate. Okay. Now, if you're like me, if you're a political pundit like me, or just someone who just keeping up with it, because it's just great for the country. Uh, I just knew. You hear me? I just knew it was gonna be this fella right here, Governor Josh Shapiro from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I just knew it was going to be him. You couldn't tell if I was betting money on this, I would have lost. I would have been begging y'all for some money. That's who I thought was going to be Vice President Harris's pick. But instead, and it was this morning too, when I heard the news. But guess what though? And Keena, and you know what? That might have played, and I'm glad you said that though. You know what? I'm gonna go and post that up there because I'm glad you said that right there. That right there may have played a part in it. It was also something. What is that? Keena, help me out. The senator from Pennsylvania, big tall senator who doesn't wear a suit. You know who I'm talking about. He had voiced concerns that Governor Shapiro is a bit of a diva, and he would have took some spotlight away from Vice President Harris. So, but I'm glad you brought that up. Look that up for me. But hey, I just knew it was gonna be him. But got the what is it? The notifications on my devices, and it was Governor Tim Walz from the great state of Minnesota, the land of 1,000 lakes. So who is this man? And I didn't know much about him. I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't know much about him, though. And I was thinking to myself, well, okay. And you from Minnesota? Okay. I'm going to say this, and we can't really dwell too much on that, though. He's 60. He is 60, and he don't look bad. I've seen older looking people. Trust me. But let me get back. Let me just introduce to y'all Vice President Harris's running mate, Tim Walz.
Election night 2022. Governor Tim Walz could not contain his exuberance over winning a second term, moving past turbulent times of a global pandemic and civil unrest.
Democracy is live and well in this state. Well done.
Walz grew up in a small town in northern Nebraska, where at the age of 17, he joined the Army National Guard. He served in the Guard 24 years, all while embarking on a teaching career that in 1996 brought him to Minnesota, where he met his future wife and fellow teacher Gwen. He was still teaching geography and coaching football at Mankato West in 2006 when he ran for Congress in southern Minnesota's Republican-leaning 1st District.
Once in a generation, we have the ability to do something about it.
He unseated longtime incumbent Gil Goodneck and went on to spend 12 years in Congress.
Oh, good to see you.
In 2018, Walz launched his bid for governor on the theme of One Minnesota and made history by picking State Rep Peggy Flanagan, a member of the White Earth Ojibwe Nation, as his running mate.
The governor-elect, Tim Walz.
He defeated Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Johnson that November.
We are one Minnesota, better together.
The governor, First Lady Gwen Walz, and their children Gus and Hope moved to St. Paul, where Walz set about leading the charge for historic spending increases on schools, child care, and housing.
I'm going to extend today the stay-at-home order until May 4th.
During the COVID pandemic, he aggressively pursued testing and vaccines, but took heat from Republicans for his stay-at-home orders and closing schools and businesses.
That's a greater risk.
And in the unrest after George Floyd's murder, Walz drew criticism for delays activating the National Guard.
This force going in there escalated.
He won re-election in 2022, defeating Dr. Scott Jensen, and worked with the DFL-controlled legislature to sign a host of bills, strengthening abortion rights, tightening gun control, banning conversion therapy, restoring voting rights to felons, legalizing cannabis, and providing universal free school meals.
Thank you, guys.
There you have him. There he go. What do y'all think of him? Personally, and I don't want to influence y'all, at first, until I did research and everything, he seems like a pretty good pick, to be honest with you. And then to add to what, Keena says, and but he seems like a pretty good pick, to be honest with you. To be totally honest with you. And I'm gonna be honest, and definitely not trying to be biased. Well, I'm trying to be unbiased, that he is miles ahead better than his Republican counterpart, to be honest with you. So we're gonna see how that's gonna turn out. And he said he can't wait to debate him. Let's see what y'all got to say. And we're going to move on. Let's see what we got to say. Let me see. Okay, yeah, me too. Yeah. Like I said, I thought he was gonna be the one. But hey, Yvonne, so did I would have lost some money. Oh, and you from Minnesota. Well, that's good right there. Okay. And like I said, he's 60, So VP says she told Netanyahu that he would have to agree to a two-party state, which the Republicans and conservatives don't want. Okay. Just what he said, what he just said, I like. And he's a year older. Well, probably less than a year older. So the vice president, she's 59, if I'm not mistaken, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen some of us look older than what we should be. So, and I really don't put that on race. You got some of us and look bad. So that is how that is. And he would be in the pocket of unions. But then the Teamsters Union spoke at the RNC a couple of weeks ago or several weeks ago. I'm just guessing. Okay, I had friends growing up who had free lunch, school lunches, and I'm for it. Okay, I agree. Okay, Renee, good to have you here. Compared to what we currently have, he is a better option than the others. I agree. Christian, good to have you here. He's a good pick. Okay, I didn't know she was that. Yes, she is 59. She is 59 years old. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know much about him either, but based on what I know now, he seemed like a good pick. Yes. And you know what? The opposition, they going in on him as expected. I mean, what else do you expect? It's the election season, they're doing their job. So we're gonna see how that's gonna turn out though. And we're gonna see how that's gonna turn out though. We're gonna move on though. So we'll talk more about this in the after party and what have you. And okay, Ann says, we will see how this goes at the Democratic National Convention. Good to have you here. Great. And I agree. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. But we having some issues with the Alabama uh Democratic Convention here. I'll probably talk about it in the after party. Y'all remind me though. Hey Mona, let's make this work. Okay. Okay. I don't want to hear any personal attacks. Come with policy. Hey, that's how it's supposed to be. But we saw what happened at the National Association of Black Journalists thingamadoodle, and their guests didn't address policy. This was being, well, I don't want to lie on them. I didn't see the whole thing, but well, you know how that goes. You know that's how that goes, though. And all I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna let that sit there. I won't say it's Republicans, but it's, you know, a group of people. So you know how that is. I'm trying to be unbiased, y'all. I'm really trying to be unbiased. But a little funny thing somebody made about Governor Walz, and I thought it was funny. And they said about, and it's a good thing about Governor Walz's character. Yes, right here. I'm glad, Darlene. Yes, Fetterman is the one who had issue with Shapiro being the running mate. Yes, it was a letter he wrote or something. So that may or may not have a hand in it, but we'll just have to see. And it's something, a meme somebody made about Governor Walz. I thought it was a good chuckle. And that possibly says a lot about his character. I hope y'all find it funny. It says, Tim Walz will shake your hand and leave you holding a Werther's original. And let me do this right here. Register to vote. Please register to vote. Big Dad Energy. And I kind of get that from him too. So don't y'all get that from him? Well, we'll just see about that though. Okay. Up next. Thank y'all so much. We'll be back next week with some more updates. Just make sure you register to vote and do your research. Okay. And especially with Project 2025. You know, don't go on what others say about it. Don't even go on the ones who support your views say about it. Read it for yourself. Okay. And you arrive to your own conclusion. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. Had a little chuckle. We're about to move on to something serious and heartbreaking though. So we're gonna play a video. Y'all sit back, and it might be a bit triggering, so I'm just giving y'all this viewer discretion up front. It could be distressing and what have you, though, but y'all just sit back and watch and listen.
While a Fulton County judge sentenced a man to life in prison after killing a woman he met on a dating app.
Channel 2 investigative reporter Ashley Lincoln was the only reporter in the courtroom when the judge handed down that sentence and spoke exclusively with the district attorney about it.
It's one of the hardest crimes to make sure that we combat.
And Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis says her office is proactively litigating domestic violence cases.
This is an issue that is really close to home for me.
Through the Brenda Byam Domestic Violence Unit, named after Willis's late aunt.
Ultimately stabbed her to death in the back.
Tuesday, part of the unit spoke to me after the defendant was sentenced in the 2019 murder of Fabiola Thomas.
This is a really sad case.
Her life mattered. She lived with purpose.
A Fulton County judge sentenced Antonia Wilson to serve life without the possibility of parole for malice murder.
She unfriended Antonia Wilson the day before she died.
Senior ADA Nalda Charles says text messages show Wilson couldn't handle Thomas's rejection towards him before strangling her inside of her Roswell apartment.
My sister was attacked and murdered in her home.
Investigators discovered Thomas and Wilson had only dated briefly after meeting on a dating app. Attorneys say after Thomas rejected his advances, he found where she lived and attacked her in her home.
This was a surprise attack. She did not know her attacker was coming that morning.
Jurors reached a guilty verdict in 30 minutes after seeing crime scene photos and hearing from Thomas's roommate who found her body lying in a tub.
She only met him in public places. She would even meet him outside of friends' houses in parking lots. So it is very scary because Ms. Thomas did everything that you would, want to do.
And Wilson showed very little remorse during that sentencing. He declined speaking or giving any statements during Tuesday's hearing. Reporting in downtown, Ashley Lincoln, WSB Tonight.
That's the young lady right there. First and foremost, keep her family and loved ones in your prayers. And that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. So I don't even know how to even start the conversation, to be honest. How do you avoid this? And like the one of the officials said, she did everything that she's supposed to do. They met in public places or what have you. But still, this character caught up with her and unalived her. So have y'all ever dealt with people you've met online and they didn't understand English? Or they seemed like they was a bit off center right there? Let me see what y'all got to say. Let me see. Yeah, that's something right there. And he looked crazy. He looked crazy though, right there. Prayers. Prayers. Yes. And I just don't know what happened. And not to be, I guess, facetious though, but bro looked kind of crazy though. He looked kind of crazy. And I'm wondering how many times did they date out or what have you though. I don't know. And met him on a dating app though. It's sad. And this young lady lost her life. Background checks. And I used to date a woman. We started talking, and she actually ran a background check on me, believe it or not. Now, I'm not offended by that because I don't have anything to hide. So, hey, that's good right there. But mental health is important. Keena says, walking as a woman through this world is a very dangerous experience. And I don't mean to add race to it, but especially a black woman. Okay. Just the day-to-day, the random men who approach you and you try to be very respectful, only to be called out of my name. And you got some that will do it. Well, nobody didn't want to talk to you, B. Well, if nobody didn't want to talk, why were you trying to talk to them? You understand what I'm saying? That's crazy though. Christian says dating apps are getting weird these days. They always been weird, to be honest. Even back in the day when we didn't have apps. Back in the 90s when you called the phone line, you had some weirdos there too. So people don't take rejection well on apps or in person. Renee, she did what she's supposed to do, and still she got her life taken. I have met some men, and something happened to make senses interfere that something was off. Cut one guy off, and he called leaving crazy messages on my voicemail. Had to block him. Thank God it didn't go any further. Oof. I guarantee he didn't look like that when you think maybe. I mean, that's a good point. Maybe he looked crazy. I'm trying to. Did y'all? What's the best way of saying it? Did y'all notice? Because I don't want to play the video again, but did y'all notice it looked like he had some stitches in his scalp? Did y'all notice that? And like I said, I'm not gonna play the video game, but did y'all notice that? Nowadays it's dangerous and it is. It is. It's very dangerous. You have to be careful. While serving in the Marines, I had a co-worker that was stalking me. They put him out with a dishonorable discharge. Some people are mentally unstable. You never know what people have gone through. Handle with care and keep watch. Shireen says, yes, I met this guy online in 2017, but I also would see him on the bus with his kid. Oh, he got kids daily. I thought he was a good father. To make the long story short, he played the doting boyfriend, but then he turned violent. He choked and tried to kill me. Oh man, he ran and they caught him. I had to testify at trial. He only got 45 days, but let out early. I pulled his sheet and it was horrifying. I am so sorry about that, Shireen, that you had to go through that. We'll still be praying for you because that's like, 7 years ago? That's still recent. We be praying. Thank the Lord that you survived that, and just pray that you get some help because that is very traumatic right there. So, Minister Doja, I haven't dealt with this form of dating online person, but from someone that I met at work, I had to get I had to get a restraining order. People just don't understand. No means no. It's not anything to be mad about. If you don't vibe with someone, get over it and move on. You know what? And that sounds so simple, and I agree, but we dealing with some mental cases. We dealing with some mental cases out there. I agree with you. Oof. And jail does it. Watch and pray, pray and watch. Zola. You can't even trust Christian date. Of course not. That's where some of the biggest ones be at, though. Heard a news story of a woman getting attacked by a man she met on there. Okay. Okay. Minister Doja, I saw the stitches. I was one. I saw that. Okay. Okay. Not just dating app. And that other message. I check it even once in a blue moon. I saw someone been talking to himself since 2016. Okay. 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 Amen. Valerie says, I had to block someone and they were still able to reach me and started leaving gifts and asking my neighbors about my whereabouts. That's scary right there. That's scary. Me too. Me too. Good. And continue going as long as you need to. Nowadays, ladies are getting killed just for outright rejecting a guy or getting knocked upside the head for not giving out their phone number. Prayers have been discernment. Prayers to have discernment and be aware of your surroundings. I remember years ago, and I saw Marcus here. He may remember. Now, I know he's going to remember because I know he's old enough, and other Birmingham people, that it was 22 years ago. It was 22. Let me just get this off here because I want y'all to see my face. It was 22 years ago. And we had what you call senior skip day. It was like toward the end of the school year, and the seniors would skip school for that day. It was an unauthorized free day for the students. So if you was out that day, you was marked absent. Now, even though it was senior skip day, you had other folks that took participated in senior skip day as well. Freshman, sophomore, junior. And they would meet up at, and I don't know, was it George Ward Park or what have you? It was one of the local parks. This young lady, and she might have been a freshman or whatever, but she was a young lady. And this fella was in the car. He wanted to holler at her. She rejected her. But she rejected him. And he took her life. He took her life. That was 22 years ago. So nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Rejection is a booger, but like a Minister Dozier said, I hate to sound this way, but get over it. I've been rejected plenty of times, and I did not like it. But guess what? That's life. That's life. It happens. That's life. Plain and simple. Okay. Thank you. Okay, it's what happened? Yvonne. It's very scary. You just never know. You really take it. Amen to that. You sure enough. You sure enough. Okay, it never goes away. It always lingers in the background. I can imagine. I am a survivor of date rape. He was a friend. He groomed me and created what I wanted and turned into a monster. I am so sorry to hear that, Keena. We are so sorry to hear that, and hopefully and prayerfully, you making it through. And like I said to Shireen, you're getting some help. So, and thank you for being transparent and sharing that with us, though. T from Florida. You have to be so careful. That's why I have a second line for security purposes. I had a stalker. Thank God he never knew where I lived, but he could call me. He would call me all times of night until I blocked him. And he called from another number, and eventually he left me alone. I thought a year later, I got a mysterious call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness. So sad. I wish I could hug you. I wish I could give you a hug. One lady got hit with a brick because a guy asked her for her phone number. And she replied no. So he threw a brick. Man, these folks need to quit. And sometimes people think that way. Rochelle, I met this guy online and went out one time. He was so possessive that I knew I wasn't going to date him again. He kept texting and I had to block him. I started doing background checks. One guy had an arrest record long as my arm for assault and battery. Stop being on dating sites. Wow. Wow. Well, I don't know what to say on that. Just be careful out there. Be careful, ladies. And it can. And I'm gonna be honest. Do we men get some crazy cats out there? Yes, we do. But I'm gonna be honest, and I will concede uh, uh, this. Women got it worse. Not even close. I got it even close. I don't know if I want to. I know what I do it. I'll put it up here. And Minister Doja says, I've been through that. I was raped when I was 8 years old by a neighbor. Sure makes me keep my eyes open, but it's messed up my trust because I don't trust anyone but God. We're stronger, sis, from what we went through. Our tests are our testimonies from those that are going through. I need to talk to you. Okay. And well, you and I talked about that. So definitely prayers and many hugs to you, Minister Doja. Here we go. You don't need to always do a background check. You can go to the state courts and, well, that's a background check, ain't it? That's the way I look at it. But I get what you say, though. That's free, though. Okay. I've been in therapy for years and I can talk openly about it. I was 25 years ago. I never prosecuted because the police make it worse. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing though. That's that background. But like you say, it's for free though. So, but and to y'all women that's been through this, virtual hug though. Virtual hug though. Just I'm sorry y'all went through that. Those who said something about it, those who haven't. I'm sorry for y'all though. And again, it's tough out there being a woman, period. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna really go this route, especially being a black woman. When a black woman is missing, you know how that goes. Human trafficking and everything else. So definitely, y'all got my love. Y'all got my love. Yeah, it does, but I will definitely say women have it worse. So okay. And again, hugs. And we'll just finish it off. Dating is hard out here. Yes, it is. And much love to you, Fabiola, and to your family. Okay. Up next. Let me see what else we got. We got about a good 16 minutes. I don't know if and I'm wasting time doing this right here. Know what? Let me see. Let me look at something right quick. Ooh, 2 minutes. Is this something I want to? Know what? Y'all take a listen. Y'all take a listen to this.
Can I speak to you about something?
Sure. What's up? Anything. You're supposed to be able to speak to me.
There you go. And I love
Come on.
that for you. But I didn't realize that I'm starting to feel away because I'm not spending a lot of time with you anymore. You picked up shifts at work, and I don't. It's like I want to see you more, and I don't know what to do with that. So like,
hold that thought. You gotta hold that thought real quick.
Right.
I appreciate you for telling me that. I don't really know what I could do about my schedule. Maybe I could sacrifice a little bit of my time, my personal time, as far as like my me time, and spend more time with you. How would that look?
I like that.
Okay.
Because I appreciate the fact, like, I don't want to take away from your me time, but when we got into this,
all you gotta say is you miss me.
I do miss you.
I don't really want to hear nothing else.
But hold on. I didn't have to leave.
No. But here's, go ahead, bro.
Because really quick. Also, he wants to be here. Like there's sometimes where people pick up shifts Because they don't want to be.
They don't want to be.
That's a fact.
There was a lot of filler there, and that's not to say that your feelings are not valid, but like,
just say you miss me.
Get to the part where that you need to get to.
Yeah,
because
but it's not just about missing you.
It is.
It's not. It's about the fact that I do miss you, but it's like, does he want to be home?
No. Let's get back to where
You get what I'm saying?
The main thing. The main thing.
No, but
you miss me.
I do. No, but you made that
All
the
the
main
other
thing.
shit that you
Just say that you miss you.
hold on.
I do, because that was a smooth. Just say that you miss me.
I'm not trying to be smooth with the space between us for whatever the shifts or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
It's making you go, okay, well, his presence is not the way it was.
Yeah.
I miss his presence. I miss you, right? Of course, now the space is making you go, do he want to be at work more?
Right.
Is there somebody at his job that he putting on cologne for?
Right.
You thinking all that shit because you have the space and time to do so.
But you miss me.
But the reality is, I miss you.
I miss you. I ain't gonna sing. I miss you. Okay, I ain't gonna do that because I can't sing a lick. I miss you. I miss you. You know what? I think right behind I love you, I think I miss you is some magic 3 words as well. So, how many of y'all been in a relationship? I think the way I'm gonna do this is, how many of y'all been in relationships and told the person, your partner, that you miss them? How many of y'all have told that? I know I have said it. Like, oh, hey, I miss you. You know. But how many times has it been to that level what we just watched, though? Because I know I've said it before. And it's been said to me as well, though. So, how many of y'all have missed that partner? And I'm not talking about the long distance. I'm talking about just within the same. Okay. Okay. To be honest and transparent, I never experienced that. The guys had their attention elsewhere. Okay. Donna, good to have you here. Okay, you have. Okay. How was the response? Okay, Keena. They seemed like they had a hard time communicating. You know what? I agree. They were both talking, but no one was listening, and they had a hallelujah corner. And I went through it in a marriage. Okay. Yes. Okay. And, you know, I think I used to say it. Okay. Renee says, I've said it before, and it has been said to me. And you know what? Sometimes when I have said that, I think I was met with irritation. Like, why are you irritated? I just said I missed you. You know, I honestly don't know. Okay. Yvonne, it's great that they are at least trying to communicate their feelings, but sometimes it's hard to express how you really feel, but it's so important to do so. I agree with you 100% right there. It's like you want to say something. You feel like you need to say something, but for whatever reason, you just don't know how to say it. You can't find the right words. You don't know how to express yourself. And then the other person will say, just say it. But then you get the mouth spaghetti. You can't say it, you know. Brenda, great to have you here. I've said it and heard it. Okay, Mona. Marriage is a partnership. You must both work to be present. Lou, good to have you here. Both of us said it. We missed each other, but nothing's changed. Keena, missing is so important. It means you are seen as valuable. I agree. I have said it, and he really didn't care if he wasn't missing me. Wow. I can believe that. Sometimes when you, like I just said a few minutes ago, I said it and I was met with irritation. Like, they didn't say it, but it's like, I wish you wouldn't say that. That's like when you tell somebody you love them and they don't respond back, or they'll be like, oh, that's nice, or I do too, or that's sweet. That non-answer, that non-reciprocation. Yvonne, sometimes it's our egos that keep us from saying it. Hadn't thought about that, but that's a good point right there. Valerie, there was a lot in there was a lot of that in a marriage. I didn't feel the love anymore. I stayed in the house with someone, a stranger. Went through this for over 4 years. He said he didn't miss me. Wow. Now, okay. Communication is important. Sometimes if your partner has difficulty communicating or expressing their feelings, it makes it harder in the relationship. When you can't express your feelings, and I think feelings are one of the hardest things a human being can express, and don't get mad. I think, I take that back. I think anger is the time we really let people have it. But then if I want to sit there and tell the person, this is how I feel about this relationship. I wish this would be this way. I miss you. I wish that would be that way. I miss you. I love you. So, you know what? I think we communicate at our jobs better, at financial institutions, even in the court of law better than we do in relationships. Marcus, I can't say it to one of the women I dated almost 17 years ago. I missed her as she was still resting peacefully in heaven. And that's a different situation as opposed to, she's in eternity now, but I'm talking about y'all presently dating each other and saying that to each other. Now, let me get this cleared up. Now, I'm not talking about an ex. Some ex, I'm really not going to say that to them because they'll misconstrue and thinking I'm trying to get back with them. Oh, yeah, I miss them, but that doesn't mean I want to, I miss the good times we had, but that doesn't mean I want to get back with you. It's just that I miss the, good times, Al Green for the good time. Okay, let me stop acting silly, trying to sing. For your information, you can't miss someone if you already replaced them. Ain't that the truth? That show, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Y'all broke up, y'all moved on, they got somebody else. Hey there, you know what? I do miss you. Big old question mark over my head. Boop. Yeah. I think that couple should have had the conversation privately, but maybe she felt she wouldn't get a response if he wasn't placed in the hot seat, which is problematic. Well, we do everything online. Now I agree with you, but also the other part, if he wasn't in the hot seat, they wouldn't have got that much of a conversation. So, yeah, you're right both ways. In the present life, I can't say that. Okay, yeah, I can say that. But in a relationship, sometimes getting a person to say, I love you back or I miss you, it's like pulling teeth. It's like, oh gosh, here we go again with this. I thought you're older girl. I ain't got time for this. I lost my train of thought. Back to what I was saying before hungry people interrupted me. I trying to get someone to reciprocate, I love you and I miss you, is like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth. Okay. So sometimes it's best to keep it to yourself. And if you are important to them, they're gonna miss you. Okay. So in relationships shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be like that right there. It shouldn't be like that. And like Keena said, maybe he need to be in the hot seat though. So, and I'm gonna say this right here. Take it a bit, Dave and Buster's. Okay. Okay. Dave, I think I miss you is easy to say, huh. I agree. Sometimes people say you want to hear too, okay? If it's genuine, it should be easy like Sunday morning. Okay, Commodores. Okay, you right though. You are absolutely right. Oh, please. I'm sorry. I think that's the second hardest thing. And if it's like that, it's already over. Let's hope not. I mean, I'm agreeing with you, Yvonne. You might be right, but I hope you're not right. But most likely you probably right though. Okay. We're gonna move on right quick. Got one last one. Y'all sit back and just listen.
And let me just say this. Don't let anyone hold you back, no matter where you come from. I know a man named James that lived in the Cabrini Green housing projects, okay? James couldn't catch a break to save his life. He was always angry. He was married with 3 kids. His wife just would not let him be great. So one day, James faked his own death. Oh yes, in 1976, he died. Only to reemerge 12 years later. And guess what James was doing? He owns his own restaurant. This brother got a restaurant in Queens named McDowell's, similar to McDonald's, but they got the Big Mick. He now has 2 girls. They don't look like him, so I'm thinking they're his stepchildren. And guess what happens? One of them falls in love with a prince. And Mr. McDowell was always showing off his house, but that's that poverty mindset. He think he was all that. Honey, you're hosting a whole king in your house. Be humble. Now, first, James wanted his daughter to marry this man because his family owns a Jerry Curl corporation called Soul Glow. Look at the hair, okay? But Prince Akeem showed up. So they fall in love. Prince Akeem gives her some earrings, which she threw back at him, honey, all dramatic for no reason. They still end up getting married. So the daddy still came up because now you are the father to a princess. More of the story is, if they keep holding you back, just leave and start over.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna make this real quick because we're running out of time. I'm gonna make this real quick. I'm tired of y'all. Okay, listen. Everywhere I go, people like to say that it was Florida that kept them in the ghetto, kept them in the PJs. Now, me personally, I disagree with that. Especially if James is the head of the household. The final decision is his. But what y'all say? Did Florida keep them? I can't believe I'm asking this question. Keep them in property? Was it James or was it a combination? What y'all say? What do y'all say? Oh, well, let me put these laughters up here because I know y'all tickled up here. Let me get this. LOL, yeah. I love that video too. I really do. That video was funny. What say y'all though? What say y'all? Really? You know what? Who said it? I agree with you. Marcus. Here gonna Keena. He was henpicked, but like my mama said, he was picked right by the right hen. Okay. It was James. JJ. Okay. There were times she wanted to work in. There you go. Thank you, Natasha. Glad to have you here. I try to tell people that, but people argue me down. It's only Florida. He wouldn't let her work. Remember, he was acting a fool, throwing chairs and slamming doors and stuff. Y'all remember that? Okay. It was a combination for what I can remember. It takes 2 to tango. Okay. I believe it was James. I don't believe it was 100% James. I mean, most of it was circumstances. But to dump all that on Florida? No, it was not her, and that is not. Well, we know it's not real life. Now, come on, don't spoil the fun. We know it's not real life. You know, they never worked together. That's interesting, Tay. Oh, go ahead. He didn't even want exactly. He sure didn't. Till he got a wake-up call from one of his friends, and he decided that not only she should get it, he should get his education too. So, yeah, I remember him not wanting her to work. He was broke, and his pride wouldn't let him allow her to contribute to the household. So there you go. And it could be both, but he made some decisions. Like he turned down the job to go to Alaska, which could have, Florida whined and complained about that. But at the end of the day, he had the final say so. But hey, he loved his family though, so that might be a wash. So, but that's good times though. And I don't care about that Netflix version. Okay, I'm just gonna let y'all know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Too many remakes. Come up with something new. Okay, folks, I'm hungry. So guess what? We out of time. We are out of time. And a little bit over time. So guess what? We about to get these announcements started. So coming up next, in 30 minutes, we're going to have the after party. Now, the link, as I'm speaking now, the link is already posted in Single Black Christians and Single Black Christian Connections. The link is already posted. It'll look just like this or almost like this. But I'm not opening the doors until 1/2 the hour. So that's about a good maybe 30, 32 minutes away, 35 minutes from now. So you can go there. You can wait till I open the door. And if it's the Lord's will, we'll be back next week for another exciting edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. Hope you can join us and hope you can invite other people to come join us. And the more people, the merrier. And guess what, folks? That is about it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had a good time. I hope everything went well. I hope things were good. Hope you enjoyed the show. And thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all for everything. And I appreciate y'all. I truly do. And I don't take your support lightly. So if there's nothing else, y'all take care for each other. Y'all take care of each other. Be good to each other. Be kind to each other. And please don't take any wooden nickels, okay? Until then, so long, everybody.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks, and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything is tight. But somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw. The empire was starting to fall. And everything that I said never seemed to get into your head. I tried to do the right thing, living my life with the words that I sing. Now tell me, I wanted to know what happened to my best friend. As days turn to weeks,